Okay, so get this right. 35% of Amazon's revenue, 35%, comes from their AI-powered recommendation engine.
It's wild, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing. You know, when you see those little suggestions like customers who bought this also bought.
Yeah, yeah.
It turns out those tiny little nudges, they're a huge deal in e-commerce.
What's fascinating to me is, this is just one example. It's like the tip of the iceberg of how AI is quietly revolutionizing the way we shop online, you know?
Right.
AI is being used everywhere now.
Yeah.
From, personalized recommendations, of course, to super efficient logistics.
Yeah.
And even like chatbots for faster customer service.
It's like AI is this invisible force behind the scenes,
Yeah.
making our shopping experience, I don't know, smoother, more convenient.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, it also raises some important questions.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to AI governance.
Yeah, you're right. With great power comes great responsibility, right? Take Zalando, for example. They're using AI to optimize their logistics and their supply chains, which means faster deliveries for us.
Yes.
But they've also built ethical considerations into their algorithms.
Oh, interesting.
Like sustainability. So it's not just about speed and efficiency.
Right.
It's about minimizing the environmental impact, too.
So they're using AI to be profitable and responsible at the same time.
Exactly.
That's a win-win. It sounds like companies are really starting to realize that AI governance, it's not just a nice to have anymore. It's a must-have.
Absolutely. And it's not just about ethics either. It's also about kind of staying ahead of the curve. Regulations are catching up with AI.
Oh, yeah?
And companies that ignore governance, they could face huge fines. Remember what happened to Amazon? Millions of euros in fines because their AI systems violated GDPR guidelines.
Ouch. That's a hefty price to pay for not taking AI governance seriously. But let's be honest, okay? AI governance, it's not like the most thrilling topic. You know what I mean? It can feel a bit abstract and technical.
Yeah, true. But when you break it down, AI governance is really about fairness and trust. It's about making sure that these AI systems are working in our best interests as consumers.
Okay.
And not being used in ways that could, harm us or disadvantage us.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. So how does AI potentially lead to unfair outcomes for consumers? Can you give us a real-world example?
Absolutely. Imagine you're shopping for clothes online, and you notice that you're consistently being offered lower discounts than your friend, who happens to be a different gender. This actually happened. A major European fashion platform was called out for using an AI system that was giving women consistently lower discounts than men.
Wait, seriously, the AI was being sexist? That's messed up.
It is, and it highlights why AI governance is so important.
Yeah.
We need to ensure that these powerful technologies are used ethically, and that they don't perpetuate existing inequalities.
So it's not just about protecting businesses from fines, it's about protecting consumers from AI bias.
Exactly.
But how do we actually prevent this kind of bias from happening in the first place?
That's where things get really interesting. One of the most promising solutions is the development of what are called bias detection algorithms.
Bias detection algorithms. What is that? Can you unpack that for us?
Think of them as AI detectives.
Okay.
They can scan other AI systems for hidden biases, picking up on subtle patterns that humans might miss.
Okay.
They can actually analyze the data being used to train AI systems and flag any potential red flags. It's like having a built-in fairness checker for AI.
That's amazing. It's like giving AI a conscience. But are companies actually using these tools? It all sounds very futuristic.
It is cutting-edge technology, but yes, more and more companies are realizing the importance of these tools, and they're incorporating them into their AI development processes.
That's good to hear. Are there any other tools or strategies that can help make AI more trustworthy?
Another exciting area is something called Explainable AI, or XAI for short. You see, traditional AI systems, they're often like black boxes. They spit out a decision, but we don't really know how they got there.
Right. It's like magic, it works, but you don't know why.
Exactly.
Yeah.
XAI aims to change that. It's about making AI systems more transparent and understandable to humans. So instead of just giving you, say, a loan denial, an XAI system could explain why you were denied, giving you specific factors that you could potentially work on to improve your chances next time.
Wow. That would be game-changing. It would make AI feel less like this mysterious force and more like a partner, that we can actually understand and trust.
Exactly. And that trust is essential if we want AI to reach its full potential in e-commerce.
This is also fascinating. We've talked about like how AI is being used in e-commerce, the potential risks of AI bias, and some of the solutions that are being developed to make AI more ethical and trustworthy.
Yeah.
And we've seen that companies like Amazon and Zalando, they're already taking steps to implement AI governance in their operations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. It seems like AI governance is moving from like this theoretical concept to something that's actually being put into practice,
Yeah.
which is really encouraging.
Yeah, it is. But there's still a long way to go. And that brings us to another important player in the AI governance landscape,
Okay.
the OECD.
The OECD. Okay, I'm not super familiar with them. Who are they?
The OECD is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. It's an intergovernmental organization
Okay.
with 38 member countries, most of which are developed economies. They're known for their work on kind of economic and social policy issues. And they're playing a key role in shaping the future of AI governance.
So they're like the global referees for AI.
In a way, yeah. They're working on developing a set of AI principles that could be adopted by countries all around the world. It's still a work in progress, but, you know, it has the potential to be a game changer for AI governance.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So even though AI governance is a relatively new field, it sounds like there's a lot of momentum building.
Yeah.
On an international level.
Yeah.
To get it right.
Absolutely. And it's not just governments that are involved. We're seeing a lot of collaboration between governments, industry leaders, and civil society organizations to develop ethical guidelines and frameworks for AI. It's a truly global effort.
That's inspiring to hear. It sounds like there's a growing awareness that we need to work together to ensure that AI is used for good. But before we get too carried away with the global picture, I want to bring it back to our listeners for a moment. Why should they care about AI governance? How does it impact their lives?
That's a great question. AI governance might seem like this distant technical topic, but it actually has very real implications for everyone. Yeah. Think about all the ways AI is already integrated into our daily lives.
Oh, man. I mean, personalized recommendations on shopping websites.
Yeah.
Streaming services recommending movies and shows we might like.
Yeah.
Social media feeds curating the content we see. It's everywhere.
Exactly. And it's only going to become more pervasive in the years to come. AI will likely play a role in healthcare, education, transportation, so many other aspects of our lives.
So AI governance is basically about making sure that all of these AI systems are working in our best interests.
Precisely. It's about ensuring that AI is used ethically and responsibly, that it doesn't perpetuate bias or discrimination, and that it protects, our privacy and security.
It sounds like we as consumers have a role to play in shaping the future of AI governance.
Absolutely. We can start by educating ourselves about AI and how it's being used. We can ask questions about the AI systems we interact with. We can demand transparency from companies about their AI practices, and we can support organizations that are working to promote ethical AI development and use.
Those are all great suggestions. It's empowering to know that we can have a voice in shaping this technology. That's going to have such a profound impact on our lives.
I completely agree. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's up to all of us to ensure that it's a future we can all embrace.
Well said.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the kind of nuts and bolts of AI governance to its far-reaching implications for society as a whole. But I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
I'm all ears.
If AI is going to be such a transformative force in our lives, right? If it's going to be making decisions that affect our jobs, our health, our finances, our relationships, shouldn't we, the people who are going to be most affected by these decisions, have a say in how these systems are designed and governed?
That's a powerful question, and one that we all need to grapple with. The future of AI is not just a technological challenge, it's a societal one. And the answers, they won't come from engineers and data scientists alone. We need philosophers, ethicists, social scientists, policymakers, and most importantly, we need the voices of everyday people to help shape this future.
Beautifully put. AI is too important to be left to the tech experts alone. We all need to be part of the conversation.
Exactly. And that's what's so exciting about this moment in time. We're not just passive consumers of AI anymore, you know? We have the power to actually shape its development and its use.
So how do we do that? Where do we even start?
Well, you know what they say? Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
The more we understand about AI, the better equipped we are to advocate for responsible AI practices.
Right.
There are tons of resources available online. I mean, from articles and videos to podcasts like this one.
Hey, a shameless plug for the deep dive. I like it.
Exactly.
But seriously, you're right. Education is key.
It is. And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
If you're interacting with an AI system and something feels off, dig deeper. Ask the company, like, how the AI works, what data it's using, and what steps they're taking to ensure fairness and transparency.
I never thought about it that way. But you're right. We have a right to know how these systems are making decisions that affect our lives.
Absolutely. And our collective voice, it can actually make a difference.
Yeah.
If enough people demand transparency and accountability, companies will have to listen. It's already happening too.
Really?
Yeah. We're seeing more and more companies kind of proactively publishing their AI ethics principles and engaging in an open dialogue about their AI practices.
That's encouraging to hear. It seems like the tide is turning.
Yeah.
And companies are starting to realize that AI governance isn't just about mitigating risk.
Yeah.
It's also about building trust with their customers.
You've hit the nail on the head. And that trust, it is essential for the long-term success of any business, especially in the fast-paced world of e-commerce.
So we've talked about the big picture, but let's zoom in for a moment, okay?
Yeah.
Can you give us some concrete examples of AI governance in action? Like, what are some companies doing right?
One company that's really leading the way is H&M. They've implemented AI-powered chatbots to handle customer service inquiries.
Oh, yeah, the chatbots. They can be great when they work well.
Yeah.
But sometimes they can be so frustrating. You feel like you're talking to a brick wall.
I know exactly what you mean. But H&M has done a great job. They've trained their chatbots on a massive data set of real customer conversations.
Wow.
So they're able to understand and respond to queries in a more natural and human-like way. Plus, they've implemented strict data privacy protocols to ensure that sensitive customer information is handled responsibly.
So it's not just about making the chatbots smarter. It's about making them more ethical and trustworthy.
Exactly.
I like that. What else?
Another great example is the Otto Group,
Okay.
a major German e-commerce company. They've actually established an internal ethical AI board that meets regularly to review and approve all AI projects.
Whoa, a whole board dedicated to AI ethics. That's impressive.
It is. And it shows that they're really serious about embedding ethical considerations into every stage of their AI development process.
Okay, I'm getting really inspired here. It seems like there are a lot of innovative things happening in the world of AI governance. But what about the challenges? What are some of the biggest hurdles we still need to overcome?
One of the biggest challenges is the sheer pace of AI development.
Yeah.
It's moving so fast that it's often hard for regulations and ethical frameworks to keep up.
It's like trying to hit a moving target.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to have ongoing conversations about AI governance, you know? We need to be constantly adapting and evolving our approaches to ensure that AI is used responsibly.
And so it's not like a one and done kind of thing.
Right.
It's an ongoing process of learning, adapting, and collaborating.
Precisely. And another challenge is the lack of diversity in the AI field.
Right.
Right now, the majority of people developing AI systems, they come from similar backgrounds and have similar perspectives.
That's a problem, because if everyone building AI thinks the same way, then we're going to end up with AI systems that reflect those biases, right?
Exactly. We need more diversity of thought, experience, and background in the AI field to ensure that AI systems are fair and inclusive for everyone.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the people who are creating it and using it.
Absolutely. And that's why education and awareness are so important, you know? We need to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to learn about AI and have a say in how it's used.
This has been incredibly eye-opening. I feel like I've gained a much deeper understanding of AI governance, the challenges, the solutions, and the role we can all play in shaping the future of AI.
Me too. It's been a great conversation, and I hope our listeners are feeling inspired to learn more and get involved.
Absolutely. We'll be back after a short break to wrap up our deep dive on AI governance in e-commerce. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring this fascinating world of AI governance in e-commerce. And I got to say, this conversation has really been eye-opening for me to the complexities and possibilities of this field.
It's been a journey, right? We've gone from those little customers who bought this also bought suggestions to global organizations trying to establish ethical guidelines for AI.
It really is amazing to see how much is happening in this space. But before we wrap things up, I want to bring it back to the heart of it all. Okay. Why should all of this matter to the average online shopper? How does AI governance actually impact, their experience?
Think of it this way. AI governance is like the guardrails on a highway. It helps keep AI on track, preventing it from veering off into potentially harmful territory.
Okay, that's a helpful analogy.
Yeah.
So without these guardrails, what could go wrong?
Well, I mean, imagine a world where AI systems are used to manipulate consumers, to steer them toward products they don't need, or to discriminate against them based on their personal data.
That sounds like a dystopian nightmare.
It could be. But that's why AI governance is so crucial. It's about setting boundaries, establishing those ethical principles, and ensuring that AI is used for good, not for harm.
So it's about protecting consumers from the potential downsides of AI,
Yeah,
while still allowing them to, reap the benefit.
exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where AI can enhance our lives without compromising our values or our autonomy.
And that's a future worth striving for. But it's not just about companies and governments, doing the right thing. We as consumers, we have a role to play too, right?
Absolutely. We can start by being more aware of how AI is being used in our daily lives. Read the privacy policies, ask questions, and demand transparency from the companies we interact with.
It's like we need to become more, AI literate, not just as tech users, but as informed citizens.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to use your voice. Support organizations that are advocating for responsible AI, write to your elected officials, and engage in conversations about AI ethics. The future of AI is being shaped right now, and we all have a stake in it.
That's a powerful message. It's so easy to feel like these big technological forces are beyond our control. But you're reminding us that we actually have agency. We can make a difference.
We absolutely can. And the more people who get involved in this conversation, the better the outcomes will be for everyone.
This has been an incredibly insightful deep dive into the world of AI governance in e-commerce. We've covered a lot of ground, from the technical details to the ethical implications. But I think the key takeaway here is that the future of AI, it's not predetermined. It's up to all of us to shape it.
I couldn't agree more. And it's a future worth shaping. AI has the potential to revolutionize the way we live, we work, we shop. But we need to ensure that it's a revolution that benefits all of humanity, not just a select few.
Well said. So to our listeners out there, we encourage you to stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged. The future of AI is in our hands.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
This has been The Deep Dive. We'll see you next time.